I'd like to call the meeting together at 6 o'clock. How about our new police commissioner, Peter Jeske, lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, Lisa, roll call.
Commissioner Mooney.
Here.
Commissioner Widow will be here shortly. Commissioner Glazier.
I'm here.
Commissioner Cuspa.
Here.
Commissioner Jaski.
Here.
The agenda was posted and distributed to all news media requesting notification in accordance with the open meetings laws on May 7th.
Okay. Have you had a chance to review the agenda for tonight? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll move to approve the agenda.
A second?
I will second that.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay? Passes? All right. How about the minutes of the January 17th, February 18th, and 19th? I ask for a motion to approve those three.
I will make a motion to approve.
All right. Second?
I'll second.
All right. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay? Passes. All right. Public appearance. I don't know if we have anybody public appearance on it. But before we get too far downstream, I would like the minutes to accurately acknowledge our previous president and longtime police commission, close to 25 years, dedicated, conscientious, professional, Michael Kowitsky. I'm a downtown business guy, and high praise is attaboy Michael Kowitsky. So from me to him, he did a great job, and I will miss him. So Michael Kowitsky, thank you for your service.
I'll second that.
All right.
I agree.
And on the heels of that, his replacement. I called to welcome to the committee. I'd asked Pete, if he prefers to be called, if he could give us a little run over the treetops at 200 miles an hour, personal, who you are, married, got a family, and then what your professional life's about.
My wife Tiffany and I moved here in 2007
Okay.
from South Milwaukee. We have two sons who graduated from Muskego High School.
Okay.
One's currently assistant general manager at a restaurant in Madison, and the other one's going to school right now for phlebotomy. I have been with South Milwaukee it'll be 30 years in September. Looking forward to retirement soon, in about 7 or 8 months. And I'm excited to be part of the commission, and very interested in being part of city government, and glad to be here tonight.
Welcome on board.
Thank you.
Any questions for retired Sergeant SWAT Milwaukee and Premier Boy Scout, but he does something in the real world, but I'm not quite sure what it is.
It's data science.
Data science, whatever that is. All right. And you know Lisa? You
Yep.
worked with her before?
Yes, I
And of
have.
course, our chief.
Yep.
All right. Public appearance? No one I know of?
No.
Okay. And so we'll ask for a report from our chief friends from the police department. Chief?
We've been doing some hiring, and on March 12th we had hired a new dispatcher. We had an opening, and so we hired Emily Johnson on March 12th, and she's actually working tonight. She came to us from Milwaukee PD as a dispatcher.
I just met her.
And what's her last name? Emily?
Johnson.
Johnson, okay.
So we got a Johnson and a Johnston now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, she came to us from Milwaukee and hit the ground running. She was a 911 dispatcher there. So, you guys back in January, or was it February? Might have been February here. It looks like you did the interviews and for officers, and we have hired one of them April 29th. They started. That was Ryan Spike. He came to us from Hales Corners. And then the other one is Sam Weinkoff, and he worked for the Sheriff's Department, and then he went into IT work for a while and worked part-time for North Prairie, and now he says he's done with IT work, and that's not where it's at, so he's coming to us full-time at the end of May here, May 28th.
When was Spike coming on?
He came on already, April 29th.
He was sworn in already, correct?
Yep, sworn in already, he's on,
Okay, so-
in field training. May
Okay.
28th is Weinkoff. Now, I'm not sure about his swearing in, I know it was,
On the 21st, at
20
the award ceremony.
Oh,
okay, all right,
They both are gonna get sworn in.
yeah.
Will you notify all of us that are available? Would I like to go to those when I know about
The
them?
award ceremony?
No, well, that too, that's May 21st, but swearing in over at the mayor's office,
Yeah.
when the guys, usually it's like between second and third shift, so you got guys from the, so you got somebody in the room.
That's when we do it at 3 o'clock,
Say,
yeah.
attaboy, attaboy, okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
were you notified, Pete, regarding the award
The
ceremony?
awards, yes. We have our awards that night, so unfortunately I won't be able to make it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the other things, that May 21st, we're gonna have our award ceremony. At that time, we will acknowledge Michael Kowitski's service, so. And as far as staffing, we have another dispatch position that becomes available July 1st. And very timely, because we're anticipating that we get into our new building around July 1st. Not into it, but we're gonna get occupancy around July 1st. Tentatively, we have a July 23rd dispatch move day. So, there's a huge amount of legwork with that, because we can't just shut things down and go. But the 23rd, we hope to get that going, and if we can get occupancy in the beginning part of July, we can do the gradual move. We don't have to be out of here in a day type thing. So we will begin moving, and hopefully around the 23rd, once we get dispatch in there, we're gonna have to get everything over there and up and running. So it promises to be let's say fun time. I don't know.
Do you go there and keep an eye on it during, I mean?
Oh yeah, it's really coming along
coming
now.
along. The other-
They're actually putting down carpet now, so
Hey, Steve.
Thanks, it's really moving along.
There you go,
They,
There you go.
they actually initially back in the day when they had the old building,
Okay.
they ran into some structural issues in the roof, so they had to fix that. That put them back about 2 months at the time. So then they initially they said we would have a July to August occupancy date. Well, then it got pushed back to September, October because of the structural issues. Well, they got those fixed, and they ended up making up time. We're looking at a July 1st occupancy now, but around there, And but we want to get the July 23rd dispatch move, because there's a lot of people that need to be here for that, because our 911 system and the radios and everything has to go. And it'll be an interesting day.
Who's coordinating that move with the communications part of it?
Our IT lady.
Okay, anyone from within the department?
She's
As part of the-
she's city IT.
Okay.
She's working with me, because her and I have set up all of this stuff over the years.
Oh.
So,
So you have a working knowledge of it?
fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know. So all of this over, I've worked with her, I don't know how long it's been. So her and I have a knowledge of setting all this stuff up, so we're going to, but we're bringing people in too, the 911 system. They come in, they unhook it, and then we gotta get it over there, and then they'll hook it back up. We're hoping that we can transfer our 911 calls when that happens. We'll transfer them up to Waukesha, but hopefully it'll only be a couple, 3 hours maybe that we can get it back up and running. And we'll have Baycom here and moving radios and a bunch of different vendors and stuff that we need to bring on, and because it needs to be done, and we need to keep operations up.
What's Barbara's last name?
Loudon.
Loudon, just like Loudon.
Loudon.
Okay, thank you.
She's been with the city for probably about 9-10 years now,
Okay.
and she's helped me out immensely.
Does she have a working knowledge of police department kind of issues that may come up?
Yes, yeah.
Did she work in this field before with another?
She came from the school district, actually,
Okay.
when she first started here, and but she's worked with me over the years, and help me with getting set up and, you know, the whole IT end of it. And, you know, it's been more of a, you know, I'm doing the more from the police side, and then she gives me the IT side of it,
Right.
and, you know, working together that way. So it should go well. She's very knowledgeable, and she's done a lot of the planning in there, and she knows what we need and stuff like that, you know, as far as the Badger Net, and there's all these other things, and she's all on top of that. So our 911 trunk lines, and we actually take in Elm Grove and Muskego 911 calls here as well. And then they come here, and then they get sent to their agencies. So,
Oh,
yeah, so that's part of the whole process as well. So it's quite a deal.
So that's landline, or they have the capability about cell phones
That's
now?
landline. Everything is landline right now.
Okay.
The cell phones are still going to county.
Okay.
So that's a work in progress. And, yeah, so the 23rd, we plan on doing that. And then we're continuing to raise funds for K-9. We want to get a new K-9 up and running soon, because Sirius is 7 now, I think, and we want to have one that's fully trained by the time, you know, he's going to be looking at retiring. So
Dogs are still 18,000?
14, we get $1,000 off because we bought a previous one.
Okay. And how about the squad? Once they get it outfitted, it used to be like $41,000 when
Yeah,
April bought one?
It's actually a little bit more than that. It's probably about 55,000.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wow.
because we would need more equipment in it and stuff like that. So we're hoping to raise money, because we don't. If we add a squad, we don't have the equipment to put in it. We have to buy that as well. As opposed to when if we had all the equipment just to throw into a squad, it'd be a lot cheaper. So, but we're raising money. The Indian Motorcycle dealership is doing a raffle this summer of a motorcycle, an Indian Scout, and they're going to 100 events over the summertime to raise money. We're selling raffle tickets for this thing, and
So how much money do we actually have in the budget to buy the dog or the car?
we have enough. We have the dog covered, and I think right now we have around $20,000 toward the vehicle.
Another 35 you're looking for.
Yeah.
That's through the K-9 board.
Yeah, not through the budget. This is all the K-9 board that's doing this. So, yeah, Sirius is all funded through the K-9 board in the city. There's no money that's expended by the city for this. This is all donated money coming in.
Is there any discussion about that becoming a budget item for the city? I mean, it's kind of not a trial deal.
Right.
Doesn't really happen.
Well, it depends. You know, we might with a second dog, maybe we will have to look at that possibility. But for right now, there's been enough money coming in that, you know, it's been self-supporting. So, but we'll see. You know, at some point that might become a.
And it sounds like you've approached Inpro, and they said the first one was enough?
I did not approach Info
Oh.
because I figured the first one was enough, and I heard that they agreed. So we have had royal recognition in the industrial park has contributed quite a bit. I don't know the exact number. It's been a couple times over. So we've gotten some large donations from them, and you know, there's the Lions Club gave a large donation, and then, you know, there's other money that's trickling in and stuff like that too. So it's coming in, and we're looking at, you know, in the fall. Hopefully, I got to go approach Common Council on it yet. Now that you know, money's coming in, we weren't sure it was going to be a reality at first or not, and but it seems to be moving along.
I have a question regarding this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Will the position of the police officer who is going to be given this task come from your sworn 39 that you have?
Yeah.
So it will not be a request to have
Not to add a
an
position.
additional one?
Right, then that would, you know, then I would have to go and get the okay from the council to
to add. But what we plan on doing is if we get 2 canine officers, then we would put them on shift. Right now, Diederik is working a split shift where he's 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. So we would put a dog on early shift and on late shift so that to get more coverage, and then we would stagger their work days so that we have every day dog scheduled to work type thing.
Will the additional canine affect calls for service? As far as normal operations of a patrol officer are different than the operations of a canine officer. I mean, there's training time, downtime, and I have a working knowledge of that only because I worked with canine handlers, and I know that
There is additional training time for the canine, but it's really no more than what our SWAT officers are doing as well. You know, so it's similar to that. So, and some of their time, you know, part of the program is they get compensated for taking care of the dog and working with the dog on their off time and stuff like that as well. So
okay.
It's been working out real well with Officer Diederik. You know, one of the things that happens with the dog is they want the dog to show up at special events and stuff like that. And,
Right.
You know, so he does that. If we have 2 dogs, you know, some of that burden will be taken off of him. You know, the other dog can go. And then if it's an early evening event, you know, then the dog that's on duty can do it, and whatever the case may be. So,
Right, I mean, I'm looking at, your minimum staffing is 4
Four,
on
yeah.
shift.
Yep.
But if that person is called out to handle assisting another jurisdiction, or they're going for training for a couple of days, that's one less officer on the street
Right. And if we
who
do
would
go-
normally have been there until they became a canine handler.
Right.
So down the road, should there be a request for an additional officer added to your strength
To replace.
to the mayor's office, to common council for approval, I mean, is that something that you would entertain?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Was it last year we had 2 added? Yeah, you know, we had 2, last year we had 2 positions added, and they were still trying to get up to, you know, full staffing level. And, you know, so that is something that, you know, we'll have to entertain maybe down the road type thing.
Okay,
You
so-
know, for right now, though, we want to get the program up and running with the.
Totally agree,
2 dogs.
totally agree. Now, Officer Spike, Spike is a
Spike, yeah.
Spike?
Yep,
He'll be the 38th sworn,
yep.
and when
Wyckoff
Wyckoff
is
comes
39.
on, it'll be the 39.
Yep.
Back to full staffing then.
Yep, but they're not counting yet, because they're in field
Probationary.
training. So, yep, they don't, our field training program runs 4 months, so the first 4 months, they don't count as manpower.
What shifts do you plan on putting them on for training? Is it,
All of them, they bounce it
so
everyone.
they,
Yeah.
okay.
Are you both certified?
Yes. Yep.
2 questions. When I put the canine unit together, Andy Kraus was in charge of it.
Still
Is he still is, even though he's a detective now?
Yeah.
Okay. And do we have a short list of handlers for the 2nd canine unit?
Oh, yeah, we got people interested.
Okay.
You had mentioned if they were both certified.
Oh, you said one came from North Prairie.
One, he's part-time North Prairie, and then the other one came from Hales Corners, and it's in the union contract that I can do lateral transfers, so I started doing that, so we're actually pulling in officers from other departments now.
Yeah, we just started doing that too.
Yeah, because, you know, it's a very competitive field right now, so.
Are they starting at a certain step and pay them?
I can
Or
start
what's-
them commensurate with their time, so if they have, we get to top pay at 3 years, so if they have 3 years' experience, I can start them at top pay.
Okay.
And then the vacation coincides with that, so. So that's, you know, they can come to us from another agency and not have to start over again.
That's a good thing.
But others can try and steal them from us too, though, so.
Well, that's no
Yeah,
private
we do.
sector, right, that's been going on for 230 years, so that's a good thing, Ned.
You're well aware of that, Mr. Whittle?
I am very conversant in that, yes, me and Adam Smith, we drank a lot of beer together, so, yeah.
So, yeah, that's going on. One other thing that we had, when in April, yeah, it was April, it was Tornado Awareness Week that week, and a couple weeks beforehand, we went to sound our tornadoes. They were dead in the water. See, when we went to the new Oasis system, our digital radios, we were given information that they were, they would work just fine because they were separate from the county system. They were not. Now, so we scrambled in a 2-week period of time. We got new radios, we got them programmed, we got them installed and functioning. And the tornado watch was supposed to begin that day at 1, and we got it all set up and running at 5 to 1. And when we had to set them off at 1:45, they fired up and they're working fine. We're on a new system now. It's its own system on a VHF channel. And so right now it's on the same VHF frequency as our fire department. So what we're going to do, when we move into the new building, we're going to get that frequency changed. We're in the process of applying for that with the FCC right now, get it changed to its own frequency. So
How does that work? Like, who makes the decision to turn those on? I'm curious.
the tornado sirens?
Yeah,
We do.
okay, so
Although-
you guys make that call?
Yep.
Based upon what? Like, weather service?
Yeah, we get
Weather
a
channel?
teletype from the weather service, and if
Yeah.
it's in this area, then we set them off.
Okay.
And although we're getting an upgrade that we budgeted for this year, so if the weather service hits, when we get this, we don't have it yet, but when we get this, if the weather service sends out the teletype, it automatically sets off our sirens, so we don't have to
Okay,
do it. If it's for this area, they will go.
okay.
And but it's part of the upgrade that we're getting, because when we move into our new building, there's some new equipment that we had to go with. So part of this is the upgrade to our siren system and things like that.
So if it comes at 2 in the morning, we don't have to worry about a
It's all
dispatcher waiting to push a button.
Right.
Yeah.
No. So
I don't
and
like those.
we tested them again. They're on Saturday. We test them on Saturdays at noon.
Yeah,
And
I heard him.
yeah, we do, some Saturdays we do a full minute, the first Saturday of the month, and then the other 3 Saturdays we call it a growl test, where they just do a little 15-minute, they make a quarter turn and go, so.
The day that it went off, that was the same day as the incident at the high school with the,
Good Friday.
wasn't that when there was a girl had made some threats or something?
Was that the same day? I don't
Yeah,
remember
it
if it was
was.
the same.
Because I remember getting that email from school, and then
And the siren,
and then the siren went off,
Right.
a little bit later.
Yeah. Yeah, that, hopefully everybody realized that was pre-scheduled. Originally it was supposed to be on Thursday, but the weather was terrible on Thursday, so they pushed it back a day. So they gave me an extra day.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus.
So yeah, we got that up and running, and right now we're just super busy with building all the decisions that need to be made and stuff like that. So
Do we have thicker glass than we have out here?
we have bullet-resistant glass in the lobby area, and as well as in the drywall and stuff like that. So
It's a good thing.
One time I went to New Berlin for a meeting over there with Special Olympics, and you want to talk about you don't get in or out unless they decide they're going to let you in or out.
Yep.
And those doors are really solid and secure.
Yep.
Ours are like window glass.
yeah, this is not.
Yeah,
This
no.
was never set up for that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Okay.
Different world.
Any other questions?
I do regarding
Go ahead.
staffing. Having a lot of ladies in the department right now, if it goes to one of them becoming pregnant, could you give us somewhat of what's the policy of the department when it comes? Do they have to notify you before a certain time within the trimester of when they're going to have, and how do you put them on desk duty? Do you put them? Are they allowed to be on the street at that moment when they announce to you?
that is up to their doctor. We leave that up to their doctor if they come when they can have to come off the street type thing. But what most of them are doing is they are the city has short-term disability, and it falls under that. So then when they get pulled off the street, they go onto that and take that up until, you know, the baby's born, and then they do their FMLA for the,
Okay.
whatever duration they want.
I know you've only had a few through the years, Aaron
Yeah.
and Angie
Yeah.
Yeah.
message.
Yeah, we've had actually, since, you know, I've been here a while, so we've had a number of them since, you know, that FMLA was put in. And, you know, and that's how it's been working. The short-term disability is, it covers them for when their doctor says that, you know, they come off the road. We leave it up to their doctor, that's not for me to determine, so.
Okay. Currently, there are no young ladies.
Not that I'm aware.
Okay.
So there's no light duty assignments for them?
No, we do not have light duty assignments for that. We don't have, per employee handbook, we don't have light duty assignments for off-duty injuries. You know, obviously if we have an on-duty injury, then we do light duty and that, but we do not have any light duty for off-duty injuries or, you know, pregnancies or anything like that.
Are there any officers on injury duty right now?
No, don't talk that way. Yeah, everybody,
Westfall just came back.
yeah, Westfall had some surgery and he's back,
Okay.
and yeah, we're good there.
Any on sick leave?
I mean, later in, well,
Extended sick leaves
no.
or do you have any officers?
No, everybody's been healthy and,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, we get daily sick leave, but not daily, but, you know, they take a day here and there, but, yeah, nothing major, yeah, so.
I have a question on license plate, the LIPR reading, that's still pretty effective? And we have one squad car with that on
We
front
do,
and
yeah,
back?
Squad 3 has that, and, yeah, it's still effective. It runs the plates for them and tells them if there's a problem with them, and, you know, it doesn't read them all 100% perfect, but, and it's also useful for us doing an investigation. If, you know, you get a crime and trying to find vehicles in the area, if that squad was out, you know, might have pulled up a plate and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, there's actually a database that a lot of agencies belong to, the Elper Group.
Yeah, in Greenfield, the
So
server.
there's about 40-something agencies, so we all have access to that database. So it's not just Muskego
Right.
has access to Muskego, they have everybody's database. So many people aren't in there. Milwaukee comes to the meetings, but they're not, we currently do not have their Elper reads.
Yeah.
Do other agencies have like a permanent one on Janesville and Racine, getting them from all four directions?
Some agencies do. I think Franklin's
Franklin's
has
the only
one
one
by
right now that
Walmart there.
currently has it, yeah.
You know, so it can be done. We do not have any.
Is it expensive to put in even on a squad car?
Yeah, the
25,
About
30?
20 grand.
yeah, around 20 grand for
Okay.
the unit in the squad.
Okay.
I don't know if the you know, mounting one on a pole might be a little cheaper. I'm not really sure, but yeah, like you said, you know, if we're looking for a plate, we go into that database, and if it was in South Milwaukee, or if it was in Franklin or Oak Creek, or
They
you
got
know,
it.
Brown, I don't know if Brown Deere's in it, but whoever's in it, you can get all that information.
Yeah, even if you're not even if you don't have an Elper unit, you can join a group. There's a service fee of like $100 a year.
Yeah.
So let's say an agency around here, let's say Big Bend wants to be involved in this, they can pay the fee and have access to that software program.
And it's cheap. Greenfield hosts the server, and
So it reads the plate, it says either unregistered vehicle, it's not up to date, or unregistered license or driver? What does it alert on?
it'll alert on whatever you want it to alert on. But you know, you can put them in. If we have a local alert, we can add that. You know, let's say we're looking for somebody,
Yeah.
we can put that in there. But if you know, if a plate's it'll tell you if a plate's expired or canceled, or if there's a warrant and stuff like that. And then then what it does is it's running those plates as you're driving past everybody. And if one comes up with a problem, it tells you that there's a problem with that plate. It'll tell you what the problem is, and you got to verify that it read it correctly. And then you know. Then
So no matter how fast or slow you're going?
Well, speed's not such an issue. If like on Janesville Road, if you're going on the inside lane and on the other side, if the other vehicle is way over in the far lane, it will not grab that plate.
Okay.
Okay, but so there's got to be some proximity, and it has some limitations there, but, you know, like even driving through parking lots and stuff, it's grabbing all those plates as it's running.
So how long is the, I mean, so it's storing that
Yep.
it saw this plate, whether it was flagged or not?
Right, stores the database is for a year and then stuff drops off.
Great for investigations.
It is, it's really great for investigations because, you know, if that car is going to a call or something, you know, you might be, if they're leaving, you might be picking up that plate as you're meeting them type thing. So, yeah, we do use it for investigations.
So we have no plans to put it on another car? One is enough? Is that on every shift?
Yeah, we can run that squad, you know, around the clock. you
Yeah,
know,
okay.
So, yeah, would it be nice to have it on everyone? Yeah, maybe, but that's a lot of money.
Franklin has one at their local Walmart on South
Yeah,
27.
on a full.
Yeah.
Well, we have a local Walmart here. Maybe we could talk them into paying for
Well,
it.
we did approach them and they weren't interested, so.
Okay, so much for that idea.
You approached them and they said what?
They weren't interested at the time.
Oh, okay.
you know.
Was it the cost or a privacy thing that they didn't want to be
They're
involved
privacy,
in?
privacy issue. So, you know, but yeah, you put it there.
How many TVs do they need to lose over there before they get interested?
So, yeah, that, you know, that was what they wanted at the time and, so that's where it was at.
All right, any more questions for the chief?
Well, just one more on that. So who can access that data?
Just law enforcement.
Just law enforcement? Okay.
But it's a hot topic because some people think it's, you know, invasion of privacy. 'Cause
Big
you-
brother,
That's,
huh?
you know, it's one more data point out there being stored about you.
Right, yeah.
Well, it sure sounds like an effective tool. Yeah, okay, thank you for your report. Any old business that's floating around? Anybody know about? Need to talk about? None? Okay. New business, election officers. We all serve at the pleasure of the mayor. The mayor took out Michael Kutsky after in his 5-year term and nominated Peter Jaski. By statute, the vice president becomes the president. That's me. I was the vice president. The statute also allows us to have a vice president as well as a secretary, not a treasurer, because we don't have anything to do with finances. So at this point, I want to open the floor for elections, and first position I'd like to fill is the vice president. Do I hear any nominations from the floor?
I would like to nominate Commissioner Widow,
Steve Widow, would you
position
accept?
of Vice President.
Sure.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Nay. All right. And the next position would be that of secretary. The floor is open for nominations for secretary.
I'd like to
Yes, Steve.
consider Commissioner Cuspa for that position.
Okay. Would you accept, Mike?
Yes, I would.
Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Second that. And
Okay.
aye.
Second and an aye. Okay. We're approved. If for something happens to Mooney, we go to Steve to call the meeting. If Steve and Mooney are both gone, then Michael can call the meeting, as long as the other two of you are here. We need a quorum, 3 out of 5, to have a legitimate meeting.
That's the line of secession here.
Okay. All right. And I don't know of any items that we needed to go into closed session for. Do you know of anything?
Got nothing right now.
Okay, so we will not go into closed session, close that one off. Date of the next meeting is July 18th. And the only other issue is on May 21st, we have the awards thing at City Hall for recognition of our officers and citizen heroes and whatever else they found since last year. So, and that starts, Lisa, at what time?
6:30.
6:30? 6:30, okay.
In the new council chambers.
I'm sorry?
In the new council chambers.
The new conference room, okay, all right.
I went to 7 chairs.
All right, no further business to come before our commission. I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So move, Steve,
Second.
second? All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Adjourned at 6:32 or 3?